So hey, greetings and all that again. Postcards from hell, I guess you could say in some ways. That's okay though. Anyway, this is I want to talk about. Hey, say hi to Savannah and Courtney over there. I want to say hi to you, Courtney, since I have permission to talk about you over at Council Towers. So anyway, I was going to show you guys my Bible. This is the Bible that I sort of work from, when I talk about stuff and Scripture. And I worked heavily in two places, and then lighter in other places during the course of this. And, I worked mainly out of Genesis and Revelation throughout the course of really a lot of this. Those are my two places for sure. Alpha and Omega, that beginning and end. That's all the beginning and end refers to, Genesis and Revelation. It doesn't really refer to the end of anything, so anyway. So that's all. So this is what I work out of. It's a King James Version Bible, which is the only type of Bible that I work out of. Like I said, I got this in 1979, and I've had it with me ever since, throughout the course of my life, which I'm very proud to have kept it all these years. Moses, see, what are we acting at? Exodus 14, God leads the Israelites. I know he remembers that. So anyway, this is book of Genesis in the Bible here. Book of Genesis, the first book of Moses, called Genesis. Or I also work from the Hebrew Genesis scripture, which is called will, or Bereshit, yeah. But it translates to will, the will of God, instead of Genesis. But that's the Hebrew version, Torah, which I work out of too. Not as extensively, but I should, probably more. But I love Torah's version of Genesis, of God's will. So anyway, this is Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth, and the earth was without form. And the earth was without form and the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. This verse refers not to stars and moons and the lights in the firmament. It refers to the light of God's eternal truth. The light of God's eternal truth shines forth through everything in his creation. There is no darkness. There is no spiritual darkness in God's creation. The universe, no spiritual darkness. None at all. The light of his eternal truth. Do you think God would actually allow darkness to exist within his creation by some outside source or some source beneath him? It's absurd to think. It really is. God, his light, his truth is everywhere. And it shines forth within our hearts and our minds and our souls and our eyes, if you have eyes that it can see, that's for sure. So there's no spiritual darkness. In the beginning, he created, and he said, "Let there be light." The light of his eternal truth. Down here, later on, in the coming days, he created the stars and the moons and all the lights in the firmament, in the sky, night sky. So, completely different things. So this is Genesis 2. 3. So anyway, that's Genesis. Just adding a little bit. The Bible needs to kind of be rebound in places. Some places have kind of come forward. This is a bookmark that I've had for years. Melinda, gentle. Melinda is my sister's name. Melinda Morris was her original name. Means gentle. And my daughter's middle name is Melinda, after my sister Melinda. So, is that Melinda? Oh no, I thought I had a daughter. Anyway, excellent. So I just wanted to share that. I'll just kind of look through this. And then, I bookmarked the book of Psalms because I'm a heavy psalm reader. The Psalms were written mostly, of course, by King David, and Solomon wrote some too, and some of King David's high priests and things also wrote some of the Psalms, but 98. David wrote 98. I was told by the Creator that David wrote 98% of the Psalms written in the book of Psalms. And of course, King David is that guy right there, Joe Dirt, and his Dirty Boy band, which are from here in the St. Louis area region. And this is the greatest book. I read this stuff, I often quote. In fact, I want to read the 23rd Psalm while we're on it. Hang on, let me get to it. I can't read this Psalm, 23rd Psalm, without crying, which actually was written by Joe Dirt. I'm not sure of his real actual name yet, but in a different body, again, soul, different body, heart, soul, mind, goodness, and brains, and all that kind of stuff. in a different body. Our 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my mind. He leadeth me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Hang on. Hang on a second. Thou anointest my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Keep that right there. So anyway, that's a very moving psalm. Here's the New Testament. This is where Jesus says everything written in red. It's a red edition version of the New Testament, St. Matthew. So these are things that I either said or didn't say 2,000 years ago. And I'll talk about that for a second. Unfortunately, some very lousy, demonic people got a hold of the original text of the Gospels and changed them, added things to them, turned stuff around, and made it very sort of Anglicanized and very Catholic in places. The Catholic religion is a false one. The Pope Bob, as he is known today, he's a demon of the highest shitbag degree, he says. And he has, listen to this, the Pope in Roman Catholic Church, Bob there, excommunicated me from the Catholic Church. He said I wasn't anything, I didn't mean anything, nothing behind me and all that kind of stuff. So guess what, folks? I've been excommunicated by the Catholic Pope. Oh no. You know what I'm saying? I guess you probably do. Anyway, so it goes. I'm really bummed about that. I should tell everyone. Okay, so here's more of the New Testament. Here's Revelation. Let's see, John. This is where I've worked a lot out of that. I don't pay attention to the 7 churches stuff. You know, the 7 letters to the churches. That's not really me. So just ignore that in Revelation. And here, Revelation chapter 5, verse 5 and 6. I have these circled. This is where it talks about chapter 5, verse 5. And one of the elders said, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and loosen the 7 seals thereof. 6. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent forth into all the earth. That's where I get the 777 from. The 7 spirits that are God and the 7 eyes come down into the 7 oceans or 7 seas and the 7 continents. 777. So that's why I got those two verses circled. It's important stuff, and that comes from all of us. You know, we're all that confluence of heaven and earth. The Spirit of God dwells within all of us. What we did was, before we came down to earth as humans, we gave God our free will. And so he's actually doing whatever he wants with us as we are here on earth, especially all of us, but most importantly right now, me. And he's using me in some very sort of different ways to get back at the demons and twist them up and make them crazy and all that kind of stuff. But to do that, I gave him my free will, as we all did, Savannah in spirit. Remember, we're all spirits in flesh, as we have been throughout the course of history and times in different people. Lou Ferrigno gave him God his free will. I mean, Metallica, all those guys, free will. Rolling Stones, free will. Who? The Beatles, all free will. I mean, it goes on, and we can get into more than that. But as we did so, he works in and through us, and we do for him as instruments of his judgment, his righteousness, and his wrath and judgment. His righteousness as well. So it should be said, you know, that we work many different functions for God. But nonetheless, we gave him a free will. So, and I'm glad to do it. Because the alternative to not, bring it on, right, Pete? Pete Townsend of The Who. So he was just talking to me there a second. Crazy it sounds. Anyway, Revelation. This is where I get the Mayheim stuff. You guys are familiar with that, right, I guess? Okay. So anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to kind of thumb through my Bible here and show it to you. This is where I work from when I do stuff, when I, read scripture, stuff like that. This is the book I use. So I need to get it worked on, though. It's got, like I said, it's kind of drying out and getting a little old, so a few places are coming loose, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'll go ahead and send this off. But this is my official Bible. It's got my name. I'll get you. 1979. So just want to show it to you. It's got a lot of wisdom in that book, but also as you read it, I want you to do one thing for me, for yourself really, is that as you read, ask God, okay, as you read something, if that is particularly the truth or not, as it's written down in the Holy Bible, King James Version, or any other version, okay? And he'll straighten you out, because there's a lot of falseness that crept into it over the years because of, the big bad devil and all that stuff over the centuries. So have him straighten it out for you, and it's easy as that. Which he'll give you the actual truthful information on everything. So, all right, listen, I love you guys. I'll go ahead and send this off. It's about 11 minutes coming up. All right, I love you, Guthrie. She just gave me a kiss, beautiful, my wife in the spirit. I can't wait to see her and go to Tiffany's and have breakfast and take a lot of people there and have breakfast at Tiffany's. All right, Tiffany's, you're on. You're up, baby. Let me tell you something. All right, so I'm going to go now. I'll post this and then get back to you and do another one after a while. I love you, Samantha, and if this helps, I'm glad, so glad. It helps me too. I love you guys. Ciao.